Rejoice Adaora was 22 years old, and she had been singing in the choir since she was 14. 8 years. She knew every hymn, every chorus, every key change in every song that church had ever sung. She had never missed a single Sunday, except for when she had malaria in 2019. And even then, she sent a voice note to the choir director so they could practice her solo without her. That is the kind of girl Rejoice was. Committed, present, faithful. Her love for God was not a performance. Everyone who sat in that church knew it the moment she opened her mouth to sing. Rejoice Adaora was 22 years old.
God, no. Please, God, not now, not like this. Please.
She was expecting a child, unmarried, 22 years old, in the front row of the choir of Grace Covenant Pentecostal Church. The father, a young man named Emeka she had been seeing quietly for 8 months, disappeared from her phone contacts within 48 hours of her telling him. Just gone. No argument, no conversation. Just silence where a person used to be. So now, Rejoice was completely alone with the biggest news of her life and absolutely nowhere safe to take it. She had 2 choices: tell the truth or hide it until she couldn't anymore. She chose the truth. It was the bravest and most costly decision of her life. She was expecting a child, unmarried, 22 years old, in the front row of the choir of Grace Covenant Pentecostal Church. The father, a young man
Mama,
named...
I need to tell you something, and I need you to hear me before you react.
What did you...
Rejoice told her. The room went very still. Then her mother sat down slowly on the dresser stool. She did not speak for almost 2 full minutes. When she finally opened her mouth, the first thing she said was not, "Are you okay?" It was not, "I love you." It was not even, "What do we do now?"
What will people say? What will they say in that church? Your father is a deacon, Rejoice. A deacon. Do you understand what you have done to this family?
Mama, I'm scared. I need you.
Go to your room. Don't say anything to anybody. Let me think.
Rejoice went to her room. She sat on her bed in the dark. And for the first time in her life, she did not know how to pray. Her father found out the next morning, not from Rejoice, from her mother. Rejoice heard the conversation through the wall. She heard her father's voice go quiet in a way she had never heard before. That quiet was worse than shouting. He knocked on her door once, came in, stood in the doorway. He did not sit. He did not move closer. He nodded once, slowly. Then he turned and walked away. He did not come back to that doorway for 3 weeks. 3 weeks in the same house, and her father treated her like she was a ghost. Meals passed in silence. Mornings came and went without greetings. The man who used to call her his crown jewel from the pulpit could not look at her across the dinner table. 2 weeks later, Deaconess Bolla found out. Nobody knew how. Nobody ever knew how Deaconess Bolla found anything out. But by the following Sunday, the whispers had already started moving through that church like a fire that nobody was trying to stop.
Did you hear about Rejoice? Rejoice the soprano? No. Are you serious? I'm telling you, Deaconess Bola told Sister Kemi, and Sister Kemi told...
Rejoice walked in during that conversation. Both women stopped talking. One of them smiled, the uncomfortable kind, that is worse than no smile at all. In that moment, Rejoice understood. Her secret was no longer hers. 3 days later, she was called to the pastor's office.
Sit down, Rejoice. I don't need to tell you why you are here. I think you know. The information has come to my attention and to the attention of that you are in a situation that is incompatible with your role in the ministry. You will need to step down from the choir immediately, pending a full restoration process. We will be in touch about next steps.
Pastor, I know what I did was wrong. I am not running from that. But I love this church. I have been here 8 years. I am asking for grace.
Rejoice walked out of that office. She did not cry. She had made a decision. She would not cry in that building. Not today. The following Sunday, for the first time in 8 years, Rejoice's robe was not on the hook. Her name had been quietly removed from the choir register. She sat in the congregation, back row, alone, and she watched the choir sing the song she had written herself 2 years before, the one that had made the whole church weep, while someone else stood at her microphone.
I heard what happened. I'm so sorry. I want you to know I'm still your friend. Thank you, Ngozi.
But even Ngozi slowly stopped returning her calls over the following weeks. Not out of cruelty, out of social survival. In that church, being Rejoice's friend had become a complicated thing.
Rejoice, my dear. I think it would be best for everyone if you perhaps worshipped somewhere else while you go through this process. Your presence is becoming a distraction, for the young people especially. You understand, don't you?
Rejoice stood up, picked up her Bible, and walked out of Grace Covenant Pentecostal Church for the last time. She did not slam the door. She did not cause a scene. She just walked out quietly, the way people leave when they have nothing left to prove. That same evening, her mother told her to pack a bag.
Your father and I have been talking. We think, for now, it is better if you stay somewhere else, just until things calm down. We need time.
You are asking me to leave your own child just for now?
3 words that Rejoice would hear in her head every time she thought of her mother for the next 6 months. She packed 1 bag. She had almost no money. She was 5 months along, and she had nowhere to go. Nobody from the church called to check on her. Not 1 person. Not 1 elder. Not 1 choir member. Nobody. Rejoice had a small rented room on Covenant Street. It had been her own space for 6 months before everything happened. Now it was the only space she had. Savings for 2 more months of rent. After that, she could not think about after that. She had stopped eating properly, stopped sleeping. She sat by her window at night and asked God the same question, over and over.
Did you leave too? Because I cannot feel you, and everyone else is gone. Did you go with them?
On a Wednesday afternoon, 6 months along, sitting on her floor eating crackers because she had not cooked in 3 days, there was a knock at her door. She almost did not answer. She had stopped answering doors. She opened it. Standing in the doorway was Mama Titi, 71 years old, church elder of 15 years, the woman who lived 4 doors down, and who Rejoice had exchanged nothing more than a good morning with in 6 months of living on the same street. Mama Titi was carrying a pot, a large pot, and it smelled like egusi soup. She walked in. She set the pot on the stove. She heated the food. She set the table, the small, rickety table that Rejoice had been using as a desk. She put a plate of food in front of Rejoice and sat across from her and folded her hands. Rejoice ate. She had not realized how hungry she was until the first bite. And somewhere, in the middle of that plate of food, the tears came. Not loud, not dramatic, just quiet, unstoppable tears falling into her soup. Because her body finally felt safe enough to feel something.
I know what happened. I know what they did. That pastor, those deaconesses, those choir people with their that was not God. That was people. Broken, fearful, self-protecting people. Using the Bible as a shield instead of a lamp. Because I've been a church elder for 15 years. And I am telling you, I was not going to sit in my house, 22-year-old girl disappear. Because a building full of people forgot what grace actually means.
Why didn't anyone else come? I kept waiting for someone. Anyone. I thought, surely someone will come. Nobody came. I thought God was done with me.
Now, I have a spare room. It is nothing fancy, but it is warm and it is safe, and it is 4 doors away from this lonely place. You will move in on Friday. I will not take no for an answer.
Rejoice moved in on Friday. Mama Titi treated her like a daughter, her own doctor, home-cooked meals, prayers every morning at 6 a.m. Not prayers of shame, but prayers of strength. She introduced Rejoice to her pastor at a smaller church nearby, a woman named Pastor Grace, who looked at Rejoice and simply said she was welcome exactly as she was, not after fixing herself, right now. Because God does not wait for people to be perfect before he loves them, and neither would this church. Rejoice cried through her entire first Sunday there. Happy tears, the kind that come when something broken inside you finally recognizes safety again. Her daughter was born on a Tuesday morning in August, 7 pounds, 4 ounces. Mama Titi had stayed in that waiting room all night, and when the baby was brought out, she held her for a long time, eyes closed, rocking quietly, saying nothing. That evening, Sister Ngozi showed up at the hospital with a bag of baby clothes and red eyes. She apologized for the silence, for not being there, for being too afraid to show up sooner. And Rejoice, looking down at her daughter and then back at Ngozi, simply said, "You're here now. Come and meet her." Rejoice named her daughter Ebere. It means mercy, because that is what saved them both. Not the institution, not the title, not 8 years of perfect attendance or a white choir robe. Mercy. shown by a 71-year-old woman with a pot of soup and the courage to knock on a door everyone else had walked past.
I want to speak to 3 people right now. If you are the Rejoice in this story, if you have been judged by a place that was supposed to love you, made to feel like your mistake is bigger than God's grace, hear this: what was done to you was not God and people. He does not show them the exit. The robe being removed does not remove your gift. Somewhere out there is a Mama Titi, someone carrying something warm and a willingness to knock. Ask God to send them. And when they knock, open the door. If you are the Ngozi, I'm not here to condemn you, but is there a Rejoice in your life right now? It's not too late. Show up, even late. She will still say, come and meet her. And if you are the church, if you are in leadership, hear this: grace that only covers people who look good on Sunday is not grace, it's performance. So should we?
Thank you so much for watching Faith Culture Stories. If this story moved you, please give it a like, share it, and drop a comment below.